I don't have my tape measure on me. There's my boot. Give you an idea of the size of the tree. Made a little bit bigger pile than I thought it would. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for checking out the channel today. My name is Matt, and this is Firewood in the Field. Today, I'm in the woods, just on the edge of the field, recovering some ash trees that I bucked up recently. There were 2 standing dead ash trees in the area behind me where you can see all these rounds. Unfortunately, I had to have them dropped. I had a tree service come. They were, like I said, they were standing dead. They were going to come down on their own, so I wanted them to come down on my terms. One of them was leaning towards my woodshed, and it had to be either climbed, or the tree service that used it, they had a motorized bucket truck. They drove across the field and stood up and limbed it before they dropped it. So it's not too terrible far of a trek from here to there, but the ground is real treacherous. It doesn't look like it on the camera, but it's steep. There's vines and twisty things and roots everywhere. And my own dumb fault, when I built that little woodshed, when I put it there, there was a fence line that ran about even where the back of that woodshed is now. And I just bulldozed all that forward just to get it out of my way. So buried in the grass right around in here is a whole bunch of barbed wire. I found some of it with my boots walking through. You got to be careful when you step; it'll trip you. But I don't want to drive a tractor in here for fear of popping a tire on that barbed wire. I know the tractor tires are thick, and it shouldn't get all the way through, but in my dumb luck, it'll hit the sidewall, it'll go between the tread lugs, something will happen. It's just not worth the hassle. So these trees weren't all that huge. I'm just packing the rounds up. So it started off today about, I think it's about 38 degrees when I went outside this morning. It's supposed to get up to 60. It's our last warm day, and we're supposed to have a cold snap come in where the highs will be in the mid 30s, the lows will be in the teens, I think, for a couple of weeks, and then we get into the winter months here pretty soon. So I'm going to try to find a place to put the camera. I'm just going to carry these logs from here to there. I'm going to throw them as best I can. I've only got about 3 or 4 hours this morning to work out here. We got some family plans this afternoon. So I'm going to try to get what I can. I'm going to get all these logs packed up, and then I'm going to bring the splitter out if I got time. I love to get all this split and put it in a tote while the weather's good. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for sticking around. Let's get to work. Got a little too warm for the hoodie. Let's take the hoodie off. Represent another good channel. If you haven't watched Todd's Outside Again, go check him out. But if you're interested at all, I do have some merch available. Been working with Bill Moon. Got a link on my YouTube page where you can buy shirts and hoodies. This is just the first iteration Firewood in the Field logo. So if you're interested in some merch, go check it out.
Alright, well, that's all the logs from the ground all picked up. I'll show you the stumps real quick. I'm trying to not get the sun in my eyes too much. It's coming up. It's about almost 9 a.m. already, so don't know how much more I'm going to get done. I got to knock off about 11 for family plans, so I'll see if I can get the splitter out here and do something. So I think my plan's a little later in the year, maybe this winter. We'll see when this log pile is gone. The barbed wire sticking up, I caught it with my boot. I'm gonna trace it back. There's a metal T-post I can see right there. I'll probably cut it off of that T-post and I'll trace it the other way into the woods, maybe find another post and cut it and at least get this section of barbed wire out of here. This field, before I bought it, people used it for like 1 or 2 heads of cattle. I think they had alpacas and then goats. So this whole field used to have a perimeter fence around it. I don't have any desire for livestock. I got my chickens and my dogs and my kids, and that's all the animals I want. Appreciate you being here this morning. And yeah, a quick disclaimer, I'm not claiming to be a logging professional. There's probably a better way to do this, a safer way. But just, if you find yourself in a situation like this where you get some uneven terrain and you get all kinds of roots and vines and pieces of barbed wire to snag your boots, just go slow. Try to move some brush out of your way when you can. Just 1 or 2 pieces at a time. Don't hurt yourself. It's not a race. You hear my neighbor running his lawnmower, munching up leaves and cutting a little grass. That is the form of adult peer pressure, when your neighbor cuts their grass too much. I'll show you these tree stumps, show you the pile of logs, see what else we can get done today. All right, here's my little ravine I was working in. Oh, hey Cherry, you coming for a visit? She's got steam coming off her. There's the bigger of the two. Hard to measure. It's starting to get where the root flare out is occurring, but not a super big tree. I don't have my tape measure on me. There's my boot. Give you an idea of the size of the tree. This was a little sassafras. It was dead. And here's the other one. And it's a little smaller, the size of my boot. And again, I'm not a fan of cutting trees down for no reason. These were already dead, and at least I can get something out of them. And here's the log pile. Made a little bit bigger pile than I thought it would. It runs all the way over to there. All right, so now I'll be able to drive my tractor bucket in and throw rounds in my bucket. And I'm gonna set my splitter up out here in the field somewhere kind of close by. Okay, finally ready to do a little bit of splitting today. Went ahead and got the Ram Splitter H34 brought out, and I'm not very far. Just around the corner is the woodshed, and right in behind the woodshed is where that pile of logs are. So I brought some logs up, put them on the splitter, then I went back, filled the bucket of the tractor up, and I'm gonna try to maximize the run time, have as much wood set up out here as I can. Got a lot of these small logs first, get the splitter to warm up, but okay, here we go.
All right, everybody, it's going to be a wrap for our videos today. It's all the time I had. Appreciate you being here with me for what time you could. You can see we got most of a tote split. One of these days, I'm going to really stack it as much as I can on this in the tractor bucket and on the splitter. I think I can get enough wood stage to split a whole tote without having to go back. I had rounds in the bucket, but I could have stacked some, I think, horizontally in the back. I could make another extra row. I had some little ones there, but I don't know. I'm pretty close. Maybe if I just get a couple more big ones mounted up on top, I'd have just enough. But it's coming up on 11:30. I gotta go in, change clothes real quick. We're heading into town about 12:15, do some family stuff with the in-laws. So hopefully I get enough daylight when I come back, and I'll be able to finish this tote and get it put away. So as always, appreciate you being here. I really appreciate it even more if you consider hit that like and subscribe button. From Matt at Firewood in the Field, see you next time.
There we go. Throwing sticks around. This one's already split for me.